So let's see how we fare this year. Will we end up doing more than we're planning? Will we actually take a break?
The next time we film one of these, I want to look more rested and have a green thumb.
Yeah.
This thumb better be green.
And the kids'
Please.
room better be cute. And the walk-in wardrobe better be sexy. We are 3 years into renovating our 50-year-old Irish bungalow. Some things definitely look different from last year, but the change has not been as dramatic.
This is a video about why we chose to slow down in 2024, but we didn't stop. Because if you stop like a shark, you'll die.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
That's not true.
It is!
You're full of
It's true!
If you're on the internet in the home renovation space, there's so much talk about slow decorating and, you know, taking your time and pushing back against the instant gratification culture, letting your home grow with you instead of rushing to make it perfect. And I really wish that was why we decided to slow down. But no, if only that were the reason we slowed down instead of being a huge lesson learned. Brief recap, so I'll let you do the recaps. How would you recap year one of our renovation? Main things we did. It was very structural.
Yeah. Year one, we were like battling carpet moths, replumbing, rewiring, changing out floors. The whole house was a building site. There was dust everywhere.
There was mold everywhere.
There was mold everywhere.
My office, the office that took months.
Basically, yeah, we were living in a building site for like a year.
With a toddler, and I was pregnant, and he was away a lot flying with his job, and it was insane. Year two, brief recap, you guys built my dad a whole house beside us.
Yeah, there's your dad's extension, and then
shed, Operation Shed.
The shed to replace the garage that went with the extension.
We were just kind of trying to add lots of things to half finished rooms as well. So it was like a bit of furniture here, a bit of this, bit of that. It was a bit all over the place. I do want to say first, so you're not a content creator, so this isn't necessarily about you, but if you choose to share anything about remodeling, but we say renovating here, redecorating, whatever. If you choose to share anything about your home journey online, as a content creator, there's a massive pressure to constantly be churning out before and afters. I'm such a perfectionist, and I have always been a real overachiever. Because you wanted to do a lot of the renovation by yourself, just for the enjoyment part, but also financially it's very, very expensive. We'll get into that as well. And my expectations, I think, was putting pressure on you, and it was.
Yeah.
You can admit it. Please.
But a lot of it was that you didn't fully comprehend the steps involved in doing something.
Yeah.
Like when we had to change the windows out, and I was like, we're gonna have to change out the windows, and you were like, yeah, change out the windows. And I was like, no, like we're gonna have to literally tear down everything that's around the window, put the window in, and then rebuild around the window.
It's very messy and complicated.
Just everything is like that. Everything is 10 times longer
than
and 10 times more messy than you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thomas was a builder once upon a time, so he had experience with this. I did not. I grew up living in homes that were, you know, in housing estates that we never touched really. We would change a rug here and there, but we didn't do anything to these houses because we were renting, and I just hadn't a clue.
Yeah, but that's understandable.
This has taken time for me to really realise, but living in the kind of messy middle part of the renovating is okay, and it's just as interesting, and that's where a lot of the memories are. Like now, this sounds so weird, but now I almost get like scared for a room to be done, because then I'm like, oh well, that whole stage is gone now. Do you know what I mean? Do you know the way when the kids' room hadn't been touched, and then you tore out all of the wardrobes in the kids' room, and then it came to the part of painting the kids' room, and all the stickers that they put on the wall were taken down. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just some lovely magic in the just quiet being in the house and not feeling this constant pressure to film everything and share and present everything, every change as it's happening. So like a lot of what changed in the third year, I didn't film the process of it, and I'm really glad I didn't. Like up until that point, I just put these huge pressures on myself, like capture everything and try and organize all this footage and have, you know, the story, like you have to share the process, like you share your life, that's your job. But
that's why I was up on a scaffolding in your dad's trying to put steel into the roof
with a camera,
with a fucking phone in my hand, just like, I need to get a shot of this steel. She need to get this.
Get the shot!
I need to get the shot for the house to home vlog. There's fucking 5 tons of steel coming at me.
I'm aware a lot of you don't make content for a living, but just learning that lesson of how lovely it is to live life not watching it through a camera. Like, that's been very nice. But, you know, with the house, I really want to be able to look back at the process of the house becoming what it's going to eventually be. So it's been this kind of battle in my head of like, please document something, even if you're not gonna have this perfect massive reveal video to share of every single room. Because that office video, I remember putting that edit together and it was so satisfying and it did so well, and I was like, oh, I'll have to do one of these for every room. The stress, like I just felt like my whole system was just like just thinking about the money and the time, and it was insane at one point.
That's a very good point as well. Like, we haven't gotten any home improvement loans for all the work we've been doing, so we kind of save up money and then do a bit, and then save up money and do a bit. So the reason it's slowing down as well is because it's just more realistic. Like, like we're not going and getting a, you know, 100 grand home improvement loan, putting ourselves into debt for the next 10 years just so we can lash it all out. Have a kitchen video. Go.
Yes, a reveal of a room on Instagram is very satisfying. I get a lot of satisfaction watching that kind of stuff. However, it's so easy to get caught up in constantly chasing those finish lines with different house projects, and I've seen a lot of influencers get caught up in house flipping, and this is where they get, you know, their renovation content becomes super popular, which ours was becoming like a big thing that people were wanting from me. What a lot of content creators end up doing is like just buying houses in order to keep churning out lots of renovation content and like extreme makeover, like, you know, every month a new video like that, or even every couple of weeks. There's lots of channels like that on here and they're so fun to watch, but watching that and actually living in it are so different. And a lot of these creators, you know, they don't have kids, they don't live in the renovation where, you know, we've been doing this slowly and living in it. And I think I just didn't anticipate how long it would actually take to do certain things. I wanted everything done so fast when we moved in that I was missing out on just enjoying it, enjoying the process. And so I'm really glad at the decision that we made and how much our life has changed since then for, you know, in positive ways.
Part of the reason we are able to enjoy it more though is because a lot of the big work was got out of the way quite early on. Like, the carpets were infested with carpet moths. You're not going to enjoy living in that. Same with the plumbing. It was gun barrel plumbing, which is prone to rusting and cracking, and it might not have happened, but there was a small chance that come winter the pipes would get cold and they'd just start cracking and the house would be flooded, and that's not relaxing either. So certain things had to be done.
So you touched on budget constraints. So two of the biggest reasons why we were firmly slowing this train down. Budget constraints and burnout. Budget constraints, you know, everything to do with doing up a house costs so much more than you think it will.
Yeah.
There's a creator that I follow on Instagram called CrazyHousePrices, and he often talks about the housing situation in Ireland, which is diabolical. And he recently put up a kind of infographic thing breaking down the average cost of different things. I'll link to that in the description box. But you know, a wardrobe, a built-in wardrobe as an example, you're talking thousands, you know? And it's like every little thing in all of the rooms just adds up so much. Like, we've had to have an electrician come here so many different times. Like, we have an electrician coming this week again to put in more light fixtures and swap out more plug sockets, and every time you're getting someone that's like, just the trees in the back garden.
I got a good deal on those trees.
Hundreds of euros for baby trees.
I planted them myself.
He did. He planted them himself.
Yes!
Are you digging it?
I'm digging up.
Keep digging. That's one thing, is if you're gonna do anything, just do it yourself. And if you make a mess of it, then get a professional in. Think of the money you save by burning out.
We are going to talk about burnout. We are going to talk about what we did change in year 3. But first, I want to mention my video partner, which is BetterHelp.
Hello, I'm Melanie. I'm burnt out. I've got 2 kids, a full-time job, and I'm trying to renovate my home. And my husband's always working, and when he's not working, he's working on the house. Can you help me with my mental stripes, please? Someone help?
You've come to the right place. One thing you said there, the full-time job. I no longer work full-time. You know,
yeah, that was one of the changes we made, actually.
Yeah, these are decisions that my BetterHelp therapist helped me to make. It was very hard for me to let go of a lot of my work at the time when I chose to. I used to constantly be either writing a book, scripting, filming, or editing content, consulting with other brands, talks, the journals. Like, I constantly had a stream of different things that I was doing. I used to do a lot more unpaid work, so I'd have a lot more content that I'd be posting where I wouldn't be getting sponsored, so I'd be just putting myself under so much pressure to put out an equal amount of unsponsored content to sponsored content. And now what I do is my Instagram is my place for fun. Like, I do loads of reels and stuff like that are just for fun. But on this channel, it's 2 YouTube videos a month, and that is non-negotiable. Like, I don't push myself to make 4 videos a month because I am a one-man band. I don't have an editor. Like 95% of YouTubers or more have an editor, have researchers, assistants who come and like set up their stuff, and I was completely killing myself while trying to be a full-time parent as well.
When you started doing the therapy, like, the 2 of us were in a very hard stage. We were both basically burnt out completely and just on the floor. And
we would just bark at each other.
Yeah, you know, but like I used to get comfort in the fact that you had the therapy, because I was so on the floor myself that sometimes I wasn't even able to we didn't have time to like sit down and really talk about how we were feeling, because we were getting no time to talk and you were having such a hard time. I felt at least better that you were at least talking to somebody, even though I would obviously want it to be me.
No, but it shouldn't always be your partner. This is what I always say to people is, your partner shouldn't be your therapist. Like, I'm glad I went to someone outside of our circles who could kind of give unbiased advice. A therapist can help you to really process feelings of inadequacy and comparison, which I was massively dealing with at this stage of life. They can help you untangle external pressures from internal values. If you're feeling behind, which so many of us do, they can help you to break that down into specific addressable concerns so you can actually do something about it, and they can help you to develop a personalized timeline that feels authentic for you and will work with your life and your situation, because there just is no cookie cutter solution to the state I was in. And it was the two of us, like our health mentally and physically was really suffering, and my mental health has since my massive breakdown become one of my biggest priorities in life, and I feel like a completely different person. I was saying this to you this week. We were walking our son to school, and I've never felt this happy and stable. Like, and I keep crying about it in like happy tears, because I just think I needed to hit the floor. Old habits really do die hard, and I just I needed the big crash, and I needed the support from BetterHelp, and I needed to address how we were living, and BetterHelp helped me to do that. If you're interested in trying out the service, there's a link in my description, and you just fill out a questionnaire. They can match you with a therapist in as little as a couple of days, and you can also get 10% off your first month of therapy. Let me know if you do try it. I've had a lot of you come back to me and had really good experiences with BetterHelp. So your burnout situation, I've gone into mine a lot in videos about my breakdown, which was horrendous. But you really struggled. However, I think it's your training for your job. You're better at holding things together than I am. But when it came to the house, that's what had to give for you, because you weren't going to let, your job suffer. You weren't going to let the family stuff suffer.
No, we realised that we needed more capacity in the week in terms of just time that isn't necessarily scheduled for one specific thing, because stuff kept happening anyway. So if you were scheduling your week to 100% capacity, and then all the unknown stuff starts appearing as well, it's just a shit show, and that's what it was. And as a result, I was constantly walking around the house just surrounded by a to-do list, just and all these things are roaring at me. Hey, this is the old alarm speaking. We've been disconnected for 6 weeks. Why haven't you taken us off the walls yet? Hey, what about me? I'm this hole that needs to be filled. Hey, you were supposed to paint me. I'm the bathroom ceiling. I'm still not painted. Why haven't you plastered this? Why haven't you rewired that?
A lot of that is still there, but I feel like because we've just lifted the pressure off, it's okay to put you over here for now. Those things not being done isn't a big deal anymore. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many tiny little things that we haven't done, but we're just making enough progress that we feel like we're working towards something without it being this looming deadline.
That's definitely something. Like, we haven't stopped, and I think that's helped. I think if we weren't doing anything at all, like if I
oh yeah, we'd be miserable.
I just feel very stagnant. Like, I need to be doing something. I can't just go cold turkey on the renovation, okay?
The biggest thing I want to get across with this video, being so focused on the end goal in anything in life takes away so much. For some reason with this house, I just saw it as this, end. Like, when the house looks like this, then we can properly enjoy living in it and so this past year we've had loads of people over and staying here, and like, I'm not constantly like apologizing for how the place looks, whereas before I was like, oh, just ignore that, and we still have to do that, and oh please, we've no photos on the walls, and I was really conscious, and it's like I just couldn't relax in the house. We're gonna show you a walk around of the house as it is now, and it's probably going to be a bit messy, and it's not going to be perfect and camera ready, and a lot of the rooms are not done. Like, some rooms are 80% done, some rooms are 30% done.
Yeah.
This is the first time since we moved in that we've had access to all of the rooms. And it's like our house is twice the size.
There's always been at least 1 or 2 rooms that are just full of junk from other rooms because those rooms are being done up.
I think I thought when we started a room that we would finish that room really before doing other, but that's just not how it works.
The only way to do that is to put yourself massively in debt.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
And you pay all the money for, you know, it's basically like the scene in Cinderella and all the birds and the bunnies come in the window, except they're all electricians and plumbers and bricklayers, and it's just, and it's all happening, and you're off living somewhere else, and then you come in and the house is just done and you don't know how it happened and you're crippling in debt for the next 30 years.
Whereas now I appreciate everything so much more because I've witnessed the process of it, and some of the things I've like helped a little bit, but like you've done so much of it that there's just way more of this satisfied feeling. Like when we're here now in the evenings and we're having our little tea and we're watching something, like I just look around and I'm like, oh, like there's just a lovely feeling now. But let's walk through the house and I'll just show you where we're at. Thomas and my dad are outside entertaining the kids, so I can do this walk around in silence. But we're at the front door. A couple of random vents just sat there in the hall because there's just always little jobs like this being done year round. Our front door, I am very keen to change. I always wanted a hobbit hole door. Now obviously we cannot have like an actual literal circle door, but I just have this vision of having a stained glass, circular stained glass hole in like a wooden, like a proper real good solid door, maybe red, maybe green, dark green, but just a beautiful stained glass window that we have like custom made. That is the dream. You'll see there is a children's like playmat type rug instead of, you know, a pretty rug, and this is functional, so that's why that's there temporarily. But all that's really happened in the past year out here is that we finally got a coat rack. This is a beautiful old-timey kind of coat rack, and it spins around. It has this wee area here for brollies, but yeah, it takes quite a weight. There's always a million coats on there. And then I moved this box out from my room just to throw shoes in, but the plan still is to get, you know, a unit here with drawers to put shoes into. Still have no radiator cover. There's been plenty of marks put on the paint by the kids. But yeah, just that's where we're at with the hall. It's very, very plain. These are the alarms that will be going, these little boxes in all the rooms at the top, because this is our new alarm system. Into the sitting room, and this is the tidiest that this room will ever be. Excuse toys. I've whipped some blankets off of these couches. We usually have many more blankets covering them just until the kids are that bit older. So in here we did get this big poof to kind of serve as like a table, a footrest. It goes great with the natural stone of the fireplace. But yeah, last year we didn't have anything here and it was just a nightmare. When we have guests over, when we want to sit and be cozy while we're eating meals and stuff, eventually this will spin. So the whole appeal with it is that it spins, and we waited 8 weeks before Christmas for this to be made, and yeah, they sent the wrong one. I shall not name and shame, it's not my style. Oh, do you remember last year I was saying how much I wanted a painting of a Highland cow? Well, my sister-in-law is an absolute legend and she painted one for me, and she's beautiful. This is a super old painting from Thomas's parents' attic, but we just need to collect a bunch of art and pictures to stick on the walls. This is very random. It's a statue that Thomas for some reason had made a long time ago. But yeah, we've moved some plants around the place. You know, my peace lily is doing fantastically in here, but there's not really much else to report in here. Ignore the table, we just took away all the Christmassy stuff, so I don't really know what to do with the old antique table right now. She's just kind of sitting and chilling, but the view out the back is so unbelievably different. We'll go out the back in a minute. Out here is always a mess, always a mess. We have been doing our workouts here because the shed is overflowing. Like, the shed was supposed to be the gym. This has become where we mostly do workouts. And we do have a dehumidifier in here now, which prevents mold, and we have to often open windows and stuff in here. But yeah, this room always has just stuff, build up of stuff. As I said, we are wanting to start saving up for a new kitchen for this year. Like, we've started the savings fund, but like this kind of thing drives me bananas. This kitchen, very, very old. We have kids, it's always a bit messy. The old utility room that was once a mold infested kip is now just a kip. Boxes, things to be brought out to the bin, clothes to be washed, clothes that are drying, junk and more junk. And well, that is not all junk. A lot of that is clothes belonging to the kids, sorted by age in case any of our friends need anything. But yeah, moving on. The very plain hallway. This one day shall be glorious Home Alone vibes. Again, we've got lots of lovely scribbles from the children that we have to paint over. Now there's been big changes when it comes to the kids' room. So if you remember last year, we really wanted to get going on the kids' room. It is not done, but this is what it looked like last year. It had been replumbed, rewired, and it had the new carpet, but wardrobe situation wasn't done, the walls weren't painted, and I am in the process of painting on Toy Story clouds using a stencil, but it's taken me a very long time. It's going to take a long time to do the whole room. And the bed situation we haven't figured out yet. Like, the kids really want bunk beds, but Thomas thinks that's going to be too dangerous, so he wants to do 2 single beds. The enormous built-in wardrobe that was taking over this wall had to be pulled out, and in behind that there was lots of surprises, old wallpaper, covered up plugs, the works. Thomas hung the vent and the curtain pole, and these curtains are temporary. We ordered them online and they're supposed to be blackout, and they are not blackout, so they are going. But my favorite thing in this room so far is this stunning wardrobe, and I am going to be doing a reel about this wardrobe on Instagram. There I will tag the guys that made it for us, and I will tag the company who made these beautiful little handles. They're like a cloud shape with like their little knobs. They're brass. I wanted something classic looking, shakery style. Like, all our doors, you know, they're old doors, and the modern wardrobes oftentimes have these like flat. This one is just a nappy straw, but like it has the, you know, the child safe slow close. And there's going to be a big reveal in the back of this wardrobe very soon on Instagram. If you know me, you know I love movies and I love fantasy. So can you guess what's going in the back of there? But yeah, in terms of the trim and the door, so we chose to go with, well, we were kind of thinking orange blue because they really complement each other, but then because it's also a girl's room, sorry, I'm trying to like close the curtain so you can see, but it's not really working. And we wanted like a pinky blue combo, and I absolutely love, like, it's so cute. We have this light fixture, which when you turn it on, it has like a sun effect. This will just make the room much more cozy, and this along with the clouds is very cute. You'll see here along the base of the wardrobe and over the other side of the room as well, Thomas had to like figure out how to kind of line up our spare leftover bits of off-cut carpet with the new carpets that were put in. Now, these floors eventually will all be swapped out because we want wood in all of the rooms with big huge rugs. However, carpet just kind of made more initial sense, and like this does drive me a bit mad, but he did the best job that he could, and otherwise like this all would have had to be changed. It just would have added on so much more money to the like initial, just getting the room up and going for the kids. Yeah, so we have a few other things to do in here. Like, we have some bookshelves that have these kind of edges like clouds. We have 4 of these, so we're going to be hanging these and putting books on them. We also have lots of pictures to hang in here that we got a long time ago, which are in my office, so I'm not going to spend much time on the office. You've seen the office in a billion videos. Today The desk is just covered in my shit, but this is of course the beautiful room that was so much time was spent on. Yeah, in here we have all of the pictures for the kids' room. It's a gallery wall from Decenio that we got put together, and we just want to replace a few of the frames so that they all have like a white frame instead of some of them have black frames. But yeah, this is always just full of storage. So many of you love the blue bathroom. Still, the blue bathroom, there's just lots and lots of bottles and toys, and nothing in here has changed. Even though we are not going to be renovating this bathroom anytime soon, I kind of would love a new shower, like just a really good, powerful shower. And I'm not sure how we would go about that in terms of like plumbing and stuff like that, but this shower's just, I end up often going in there instead. On to, well, our bedroom. No, we won't do our bedroom first. This, my friends, the guest bedroom, the cinema room. This is our spare bedroom, and when we first moved into the bungalow, my dad slept in here. This was his room while we built the house, and you might remember last year this room was in bits. Behind the wardrobes that we pulled out, there was like really old wallpaper and it needed a lot done. Now it's a bit messy, but I'm going to show you the progress so far. It is not done. There is quite a few things we still need to do in here. You'll first notice that the whole room is black. The ceiling is black. The trim is black. The doors are black. And we have one single white wall. So the wall that juts out opposite the bed. So in behind there is like the little nook in my office. And that juts out. And that is our wall for the projector. Now, this is very old. I got this years ago, but never been able to actually use it. And we have a Bose speaker set up. We ordered a little projector shelf. It's so cool. We tested it last night for the first time. We watched Paddington with the kids, half of Paddington, because they can't really last for a whole movie. And then we watched Fatal Attraction and got a takeaway. And it's so amazing to be able to like cuddle up in bed and watch a movie. It's just the dream. So obviously this is doubling up as a guest bedroom. This bed frame I got years ago. I bought this as a present for Thomas when I lived with him in his in-laws house, and that was just still there. So we swapped bed frames. We had a gorgeous bed frame here, but it didn't really go with the vibes of this room. And you'd think this was my idea, but oh no, this was actually Thomas's idea. This is the most me thing ever, but like he wanted to go all black, and you know, he even suggested doing the posters. I wanted to frame them, so we did have like proper frames made for them in a local frame shop, because they're all slightly different sizes, and we do want to add more in here, like more indie movies and stuff that we like. There's plenty of patches of wall that we can fit other movies on, but yeah, Braveheart is my favourite movie. We both adore Lord of the Rings. Goonies is just childhood nostalgia galore. Harry Potter, obviously, if you know us. We both love the Rocky movies. We love Star Wars. Gladiator, obviously. If you saw my reel about when I got invited to the Gladiator 2 premiere and I was like crying, I'm obsessed. And my bisexual awakening, The Mummy. Everyone in this movie is hot. What's left to do in here? There's quite a few things. So we have a gorgeous light here that Thomas's mammy bought us as a Christmas present. So it's like this style, but that is going up. The electrician's going to pop that up for us. And then we got lots of gorgeous brass switches and plug sockets like the ones we have in the living room and the hall. So far we've got some storage. We got this in IKEA. We've ordered brass handles to replace the handles so it looks a bit cooler. And then on top of this, my plan is to do some kind of like little retro popcorn machine so the whole room smells like a cinema, and some kind of like sweets thing, and maybe like some kind of a DVD display unit. So it's like a little bit like an old-timey DVD shop. Obviously, red curtains. This was my sister-in-law's idea. You've got the lovely view of the shed outside. Now it's a bit backlit, but yeah, these do look lovely when you're in the room. All the guitar. So Thomas plays guitar, he plays drums. His drums will be out in the shed, and he's going to probably keep one guitar in, like out, and then the others will get stored under the bed. And then later this month, the same guys who did the wardrobe in the kids' room are going to put an open closet in here, like a built-in black one with brass, you know, brass pole and stuff. So Thomas keeps like his work stuff in here. He gets ready in this bathroom in the mornings for work so he doesn't wake the kids. I accidentally turned on the DVD player. How did I do that? What do you know? Go on in. But yeah, we have a little mini fridge here as well. Another thing that a few of you suggested, I asked on Instagram for ideas, was to put like little lights above each picture. Would that be overkill? Would that be, because with this light is going to be absolutely gorgeous. It's going to like spread out light across the ceiling. So I don't really know. I'm trying to think of different things we could do. Someone suggested putting like a little like red rope across here. We're so happy, and I can't wait to tidy up over there and just, yeah, have people come stay and be like, welcome to the home cinema. Our bedroom, nothing has changed, just more dints in the walls. We obviously had made a fair bit of progress in here, but we've got our lockers are over there because we have this whole like huge bed set up so we can co-sleep with the kids. So it's like just a big family bed. It's heaven. This is heaven. This is our favorite place, and we all love sleeping in here. But you know, we still, well, actually I've added this picture. This is a breastfeeding painting that was done by my friend Afif from the Baby Tribe podcast, and he gifted this to me. It is absolutely beautiful, and I love that, like the orange of the curtains. It's orange in there, there's purple, and we've got purple in this art. If I'm being honest, that always has stuff on it. And if we go over here, we still want to cover up this radiator. So the beautiful wardrobe covered in my crap. I'm doing a monthly vlog sorting out the wardrobe and going through all my clothes, so please forgive the state of this. But what was not done last year when I was showing the kind of beginnings of this wardrobe, well, for when we still have to put in new switches and stuff, but the beautiful ceiling wallpaper was not in, and it goes all the way up there. Unfortunately, you're not able to see it very well with the lighting, the way the light comes through here, but when you're in the room, it is just like, if I turn on the light, it is, oh no, that's worse. This wallpaper is just to die for. It's a Faro and Ball wallpaper, and we found an amazing tradesman to put that up for us. So yeah, there's lots of clothes in the process of being sorted through for my monthly vlog. And this bathroom, again, untouched, but new ceiling. We have to sort out up there with like plastering and painting and stuff. These skylights had to be put in when my dad's house was being built. We're outside. This wasn't here last year. We had to get more tarmac to fit in where my dad's car goes, outside my dad's extension, just to refresh your memory. But if we come around here, this is all going in a skip. So coming into dad's extension, I'm just gonna open up these beautiful blinds that are kind of like a door as well. The granddad pad has been much more lived in, and he has a few things still to hang, like, you know, art. He wants to hang art over there, cover up that box thing. And like, this is a very cool, quirky wee coat hanger that we got him at a market, and has wee corkscrews at the top. Oh, Chateau Bulgarian wine. So this is like, yeah, cool coat hanger that might end up living over here. But I'm still extremely jealous of the stunning island. I got him some lamps as well. So this is like a corner lamp here in the living room, and in his bedroom got like a matching one, although it has the wrong kind of bulb. We all should know this by now. It's like red or orange are the types of bulbs that like help you fall asleep and help turn your brain off, kind of thing. So many of you are just obsessed with the granddad pad. You know, you have parents who would just like love to live right next door to you. Space is a wee bit of an issue. He has his cello there because he plays cello. Sometimes he brings it when he goes out with his friends. But dad is retiring now in a matter of weeks, and his plan is to have a spiral staircase here and to turn the entire upstairs. So it's like, this is quite a big room, but in here and in there, to do everything, whack everything at one go. So he made little additions, but it's been wonderful, and he's so happy to just have somewhere that's his own, where he can like easily see the grandkids. My son comes in on the weekends to play PlayStation with him. He gets 30 minutes of PlayStation on the weekends. He still needs to get lots of art for in here and lots of things to hang. This is a beautiful picture of my brother's wedding. So yeah, if I start here, Thomas got footage doing a walk around last year, and all of this grass is new. We planted all of this grass ourselves, added topsoil, planted all of the seeds. We had to water the grass, and like, see, all this grass is new. Down there was cleared out and power washed and looked amazing, and now it looks like crap again. But we're going to be organising like a beautiful path down that way. But yeah, this is all so different, and we love the garden. So I painted those little windowsills. I've started painting up around this, but this is Thomas's great-grandmother's front door from her old house, which was kept in my in-laws' shed, and we've put that as the door on our shed, and it looks so cool. And I can't wait to hang some stuff on this, or like maybe grow some kind of plants up the sides of it. From here right to there is all new. So that's original grass. This is all new. This was all our land, but it was covered by trees and a big huge mountain of rubbish, muck. Yeah, in terms of trees, he planted a bunch of different types. I know some are apple, some are plum, some are pear. We've got holly trees around in the shade behind here. There they are. And yeah, my son was helping with all of this. He was just in his absolute element. We've a few ideas of what we want to do with these paths, like with big, you know, flagship stones, and then like loads of pebbles around them maybe. But yeah, you know, there was so many shrubs and stuff that we had to get rid of. Front garden always has toys. Yeah, like last year, a lot of these, you know, you couldn't even see a lot of these branches. He uncovered so much. Like, we want to actually here put a big like stone bird, a bird bath kind of a thing. I think that'd be beautiful. Over here we still have our bench, which is actually going really rusty, but I got this little face at a Christmas market, and I just love it because it just makes it look like Grandmother Willow out of Pocahontas or something, or an Ent out of Lord of the Rings. I love this tree. This tree and me have been through some times, I tells you. This garden is going to be so stunning by the time we're through with it. We've just so many different ideas for out here. Our neighbour next door, he is a fabulous gardener, and we've been in with him and getting like tips off of him and stuff. He's actually been so helpful, like lending us, you know, a sprinkler when we were planting the grass, and it's just lovely bonding over gardening with the neighbours. So yeah, there you have it. And yeah, how would you describe how we're gonna go about this year? Like, what I want to do this year for future me in the next year's one of these is I would like to have a few rooms more decorated and finished looking.
Yeah.
Rather than any big massive projects, I kind of want to just kind of tinker away at all the rooms and start saving for a kitchen. I want to start, like, have a little pocket of my account that's for kitchen savings, and maybe get some designers to do up like designs for a kitchen so we can visualize the kitchen.
There's a lot of, I'd love a little counter here of how many times you've said kitchen.
By the end of this year, there will be no kitchen, but I would like us to be moving toward kitchen and some finished rooms. But what would you say about, and chickens?
Chickens, great. I think I'm the same. There's like a snag list of things in each room, just like little jobs that all kind of have to be done, so working through that. And painting outside the house. I want to paint outside the house. Yeah, we'll paint the house this year. We'll do that.
Because we still have, one of the first things we did when we moved in here was we renamed the house, and we got these beautiful house signs made, and we haven't hung them because I think we both felt like we
haven't earned it
them.
yet.
Yeah, we haven't earned the new name. We wanted the house to be different enough that it literally felt like a new house. So I think a big thing is painting the outside, and I kind of want to paint it like a traditional like Irish cottage with like white and red and black. Like, so like I'll put pictures here of the color combinations, because they have like thatched roofs a lot of the time, and we have like that kind of orangey stone, and I feel like those colors work with the orangey thatch, so I feel like they'll work with our orangey stone, and I feel like they'll work with our name, which we can't share.
Will. Maybe they won't. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
I want to get the BER rating better as well.
The bear rating.
The bear rating.
Oh yeah, more solar panels, that'd be cool. There's grants available for certain things.
I want to get the attic well, the attic is insulated, but maybe like some kind of foam. Make the place more environmentally friendly / warmer.
He says warmer, and yet he just keeps turning down the thermostat anytime I turn it up.
By warmer, I mean like it's like a sauna, and I'd like it to be like a sauna, but
without the heating on,
but less, because
using less oil.
Apparently, it has to be like a sauna. So if it's gonna be like a sauna, I'd like to burn less oil to make it like a sauna.
I have it literally set to 17.
It's not set to 17. Yeah, but that thermostat's broken. It's not actually 17
Let's add it
degrees.
to the snag list. Thank you for being in my video. I love building life with you. I really do. I'm starting to get really excited and happy because our house is so cozy and our kids are at that age where they're fun, and I feel healthy again.
Yeah.
And we're having dates again.
Dates? There's no kids there.
There's no kids there. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we're going to be sharing a lot more little bits to do with the house in the monthly vlogs, which are coming back for 2025, and that will be a much lower pressure way to share the housey stuff, because I can just get the vlog camera and be like, here, look at the, you know, rather than have to have this whole video about the house. Whereas, you know, if there's a tiny little mention of something we did in the house, that's very different than being like, I have to put up a house to home vlog and there has to be enough changes in the house to warrant doing that. And that's why I just stopped making them, because of the intense choking pressure. Choke you in other ways. Farewell, farewell.